Hey everybody, I'm Quinn.
And I'm Scott. Welcome to the Almost Friday Show. It's May 20th, 2010.
This week in Off the Press, Sam and I review Split Second for the Xbox 360.
And from the gutters, we're going back to the lightning round. We're doing 6 comics in as many minutes, and it's going to be awesome.
You wanted it, we brought it back. In Tech Insight this week, we're talking about Google's I.O. conference.
Lots of news there. Google's brought out some new stuff, some stuff that Steve Jobs is not such a big fan of.
And they want to invade your television.
They want to invade everything.
Yeah, that's just Google. You know, next Google's going to be selling cupcakes or things like that.
I'm on board. They'll be colorful.
There'll be 4 colors.
The same 4 colors.
Always.
We're going behind the lens and we're checking out a Kodak compact
waterproof video camera.
Waterproof video camera. It's got everything you need in a little package. Quite neat.
Sean's going to talk about alternative ways to rebuild stem cells.
And then we're going to show you that the Ghostbusters are in fact back. In the best possible way.
Well, they never left my heart.
I'm Lala Leak.
And without further ado, it's time for Off the Press. This week's episode of Off the Press is brought to you by DeLoreans, taking you back in time for as long as you can remember. But first, Nathan Fillion.
And Nathan Fillion as Ant-Man? Possibly. Not likely. So it was reported.
Speculation?
Speculation, yeah. It was reported this week that Nathan Fillion might be playing Ant-Man in the upcoming Avengers movie. We don't know if Ant-Man's getting his own movie or not, just because he's not very popular, but...
I really can't see that becoming its own movie.
No, but this is like huge rumor. It's like galactic-sized rumor.
It's a big rumor.
Because the director...
If the Empire was around, they'd try and take over it.
Yeah, like no one's really said, no one's confirmed it, but rumor has it will be announced at Comic-Con this year, so keep your eyes open for that.
And the Avengers movie is slated for 2012?
2012, yep. Summer 2012.
All right, so we might see Nathan Fillion as the Ant-Man.
Hopefully. He's been rumored to be like in every comic book movie, so it's about time he gets a character.
Yeah.
Come on.
He's the right kind of guy to play a comic book character,
totally.
too, just based on other sci-fi roles as he's
Other
played
sci-fi
and things like
roles
that.
and his looks. He looks like a superhero.
Yeah, he does have that sort of rugged, cut superhero physique to him. So.
Totally.
But if superheroes aren't your thing, and instead you really like robots, everyone likes robots.
Oh, totally.
Especially when they run around the galaxy killing things.
Yeah, but at 5 feet tall, it's not very menacing.
No, I guess not.
No, so for a mere $3,400 US, you can own your very own original Gundam. That's 5 feet tall, as you can see there at the very short Asian girl. This thing weighs about 75 pounds, and I think you can only get it in Japan, special order from their Bandai website.
All right, so if
So 5 feet tall is about yay high, so, you know.
it's about Sam high.
I kind of want one. This isn't the first time they've done a 5 foot tall Gundam. I remember, maybe it was like 8 years ago or so, they did a Zaku 2 5 foot tall Gundam. That's basically the nemesis to this one here, and I wanted it then too.
Well, I'd have a really hard time justifying $3,400, but I mean, I guess a really diehard fan might have several of them in their house.
Yeah, and this thing is put.
Why buy a nice car when you can just have 5 foot tall inanimate Gundams?
Exactly. I think this thing's put together with like Allen keys and stuff, so it's like.
It's IKEA Gundam?
It's IKEA Gundam.
Does it come flat packed?
Maybe it comes in, those the low break off trees.
I think for $3,400, it should show up in a box and it should punch its way out of the box.
Or just have a really short person in it to punch its way out.
I think there's probably some sort of health regulations relating to that one.
Details, really.
Anyway, Sam and I got a chance to play Split Second for the Xbox 360 this week. It's a race car game. A little bit of a spin on this one, though, is that you're taking place in a televised racing event where they build specific arenas that are designed to blow up and cause mayhem.
I don't like Death Race, but not as cool.
Yeah, Death Race with less weapons and, no Jason Statham.
Unfortunately.
However, still lots of bombs. So we both got a chance to play it. I'm more of a gamer than you are, so you come from a casual level of gameplay.
Very casual.
What did you think of the game?
I thought very pretty game. Very, very easy to just to pick up and play. Like I have very little race game experience, so I found it like super easy. I picked it up. Like, how do I do this? Okay, done. And then I was racing around pretty easily. There's nothing crazy about it. It's not like Need for Speed or anything.
Yeah.
A couple of complaints I have. There's no maps. Like, the only racing game I play is Need for Speed, and there's a little map on the corner, and, Come on.
Now, arguably, one of the big things that can happen in this game is if you get basically what's
Point.
called power play moves, and if you rack up 3 power play moves, you can use it to potentially change the entire course of the level.
Yeah.
Which is why there might not be maps.
This is true,
It can
yeah.
be as simple as dropping an airport tower onto the road so that you have to go a different way, or blowing up an entire ship so that you have to go some other way. Because of that, I think the maps would probably, it'd be hard to follow.
Yeah,
it.
probably. But another cool thing about this game is you can blow shit up. Like,
Yes.
It's really easy to blow shit up.
Now, it's not like the cars have guns. You don't
No,
run around
yeah.
shooting at other opponents. But as you get these power play moves, you can basically trigger events
Yeah.
to happen to the other opponents that you're racing against. Things like walls blow up and send shrapnel everywhere.
Yeah, we like call an airplane to crash land on the course.
Yeah, the big emphasis for this game is mass destruction, lots of
Yeah,
explosions,
taking out
sort
your
of
opponent's
high adrenaline.
environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely an arcade racer, not in any way simulation-based for driving. It relies heavily on drifting to achieve power play moves. So the emphasis is every time you go around a corner, you're going to want to slide it sideways and try and rack up as many points as possible.
Yeah.
The graphics are really good, though.
Very good.
It's not using any licensed cars. It's all originally created cars, which isn't necessarily
Which
a bad
works
thing.
with the environment.
Yeah, and the cars are sort of futuristic and sort of play into that amped up television show kind of styling, which I think really isn't a big deal that they're not commercial cars. The textures and the details of everything blowing up, it gets pretty frantic. I thought it was a pretty good game.
Yeah.
I don't think it stepped out all that much from other racers, but I definitely think it's worth a look if you liked things like Full Auto and the other game that I can't now think of.
Nice.
Yeah, that's descriptive for you, isn't it?
Very descriptive.
So I think I'm probably going to give it, I'd say, 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for that too. But it's an easy-ish game. But
Yeah.
It's got a lot of really fun modes, so you can vary it a lot. So.
Yeah, you do get some fun game modes where basically you have to run away from a helicopter that's trying to drop bombs on you, and you have to overtake some trucks that are also trying to drop bombs on you. There's a bunch of different game modes, and they play out all those game modes online, so you really can play against other opponents that are trying to blow up the world to destroy you. So the online is definitely something worth checking out. I would say it's a rent before a buy.
Definitely.
And if you're more of a simulation fan, you probably won't dig this, but if you do like the sort of run and gun style of arcade racers these days, then it's definitely something to check out.
Yep.
So that wraps up this week in Off the Press.
Welcome everyone to this week's From the Gutters. We're going to be doing again another
Lightning round! Woo! Nice.
So the rules again are going to be 30 seconds per review, and then at 30 seconds we're going to be flagged and we'll be told to give it a mark.
Cool.
All right, we're going to be starting this week with me and Girl Comics.
Go.
Bum bum bum. Girl Comics. This is an anthology. This is the second of 3 issues. It's a miniseries. Various creators, all female, and it's well done. It's a fun little book. I really enjoy it. It focuses mostly on female characters, and except for the last story, which has a villain being
20 seconds.
the female, and Doctor Strange plays the main one. All in all, well done. Good book. I give this book a solid B.
Nice. All right, first up on my list is Marvelous Land of Oz, number 5 of 8. This is definitely a middle issue. Stuff does happen in this, but it doesn't really clip along as fast as I would like it to. The art, as always, is pretty by Scotty Young. Very, very much love the art. Story in this, I'm sure it'll read better in trade. Overall, I'm going to give this a good for the story and excellent for the art. Lightning.
Well done.
I think it's the first time we've actually pulled in under 30 seconds.
It
It's
is.
amazing.
Yeah.
Book number 2 for me is Zatanna. Zatanna is the daughter of a well-known magical hero in the DC universe. She has really made a big name for herself in terms of the writers have made that name for her. This is an introduction to the storyline that she's going to be pursuing over the next little while. And it was very much, the artwork was decently well done. Decent to quite well done. The writing was competent. And in this one, we were introduced basically to another villain that she's been dealing with for a long time. And it looks like he's going to be causing big problems this time. Did I like it? It was okay. It was adequate. I give it a C plus based on the artwork.
1
Nice.
second.
Yeah.
That's not bad, under a minute. And number 2 for me is The Flash, Brightest Day, issue number 1. This is the only DC title on my pull list because I don't know why, but I really like The Flash. So this is I guess Barry Allen coming back, being comfortable in his new/old job, and then at the end of the day, shit happens, and there's time travel and some dead people, and this looks to be like a really good series right now. This issue is really setting it up to be very time travel-y, really like. I think it's gonna be like Minority Report kind of weird. Overall, I really like the art. I like what they're setting up, so I'm gonna give this a B.
46 seconds.
Cool.
All right, last book for me. Galacta, Daughter of Galactus. This is written by Adam Warren, illustrated by someone I don't know, Sevilla. I don't know his first name or her first name. Galacta would seem to be a alternate reality Marvel book, which means that they get to sort of play around, sort of like in Next Wave and that sort of thing. Here she is dealing with a cosmic parasite. I think I'm gonna get someone else to do this next time.
Can we punch him?
Do it. I'll give you
Anyway.
a nickel if you do it. Galacta, she's dealing with a parasite, basically a cosmic tapeworm, which she believes to be a cosmic tapeworm. And it is handled very much as though she is sort of a very tweeny kind of texting all of her. She tweets and all that sort of thing
Like, oh my
during this
God.
whole thing. Kinda, almost there. Adam Warren likes to mash up a bunch of words and make them sound really cool and super advanced and technical and clever. I suspect Adam Warren is very intelligent, or at least he is very well learned, but it kind of, there were a lot of words in this story, a lot of words to read, and it was a little too much for me. There were 5 pages of tweets at the end, and I was
Good
just
Lord.
like, okay, you know what, I'm done. I didn't even read the tweets. All in all, moderately fun book, C-.
Oh, that's too bad.
Bordering on D+.
Ugh. It's like my math marks. My last book is actually a trade. It's The Killer by Jacquemont and Matt. It was originally in French. This is volume 1 of, I think, 2 of the English release. So it's about an assassin, and he's on the job, and something goes horribly, horribly wrong. And it just happens, this is just explaining what happens next. So things go horribly wrong, now what? So I don't know, there's really not much to say about this book. Because this is
How
a
can
lot
things
of,
go horribly wrong when you're a killer? Like, worst case, I would think someone's going to die.
well, someone's going to die. and then some people that you don't want to die, and then someone's like, oh shit, you killed him. So this is a noir book. So it's narrated by the main character. There's not much to say. It's very straightforward crime mystery novel, but I really liked it. I really like the art in this. It's kind of cartoony, but it works. Overall, I give this, I don't know, like a B-, maybe C+. I'm looking forward to the second volume though. I'm gonna be picking that up soon. Maybe you'll see it here.
Cool.
Cool.
Next week, we're going to have a big surprise. It's going to be the Almost Friday Showdown.
Oh, knows.
We're going to be comparing 2 books, the Marvel Universe and the Essential one of the Essential Marvel books, and seeing which one works out better.
Sweet.
That's it this week from the Gutters. I'm Dave.
I'm Sam.
And I'm the timer.
See y'all soon.
Hey everybody, welcome to Tech Insight. This week we're talking a lot about Google because currently, actually running right now, is the Google I/O. That's their yearly developers conference. It's usually where Google takes an opportunity to release their new goodies. I don't know why, but they do. This year they're talking a lot more than they usually say. First up, we're talking VP8. That's their new open source video codec for the web, fully supported by HTML5. So this is a competitor for H.264.
I'm going to interject here right now and go, I don't care, because I'm so tired of video codecs.
So basically this means almost nothing to everyone who uses the internet. Because realistically, Flash is going to be around for a long time.
Sure.
And you won't see HTML5 video really taking off probably till next year. Maybe the end of this year a little bit. And a lot of it's going to be H.264. Because most browsers support it, say Firefox.
And the better majority of video cameras and point-and-shoot cameras and everything like that record in it.
And it's really easy to encode on H.264. Now, the reason I brought this up is I want to get the reason known why Google's trying to make an open source codec is because H.264 is actually patented by MPEG-LA. They're a patent consortium. Their sole purpose is to own patents and charge license fees for them. No, they did not develop H.264. A group of companies that own stakes in MPEG-LA developed H.264, but this MPEG-LA actually... So you can't actually use H.264 for free.
Well, the thing is, the licensing behind it is rather complicated, and it doesn't affect the average consumer. It really comes into play when you're doing commercial applications, such as putting that codec into a camera that you're building or something like that.
At which point you have to pay a license.
But as far as the average user putting things on the internet and stuff, they don't need a license for that?
No, you don't have to go out to MPEG-LA and be like, yo, can I get a license to use your codec?
No.
But it is getting to a point where they could they could do a lot more than they are to protect their patents.
Yeah.
They could start suing people left, right, and center if they wanted to. Don't think they're going to. Probably not a really good move for them.
I don't think it's their agenda.
I think it'd just be a waste of time for them.
To be honest, I don't know if there's their agenda. Their agenda is to make money off patents.
I suppose.
And a large way to make money off patents is to sue people
That is true.
who are infringing. But it's been said by some people, including Mr. Steve Jobs, who of course is backed H.264 because Apple owns stakes in MPEG-LA, but that's another matter. He thinks that VP8 is probably infringing on some patents somewhere.
Oy.
Now, Google's backing it. Google's not a dumb company. I don't know. We'll wait and see. This isn't going to affect anyone. Really.
Also, they have the money to throw around in patent lawsuits.
Yeah.
They really do.
It's just, this is what Google's picked to back. It's the new thing coming out. Really, only web developers and content creators are really going to be affected by this, and not for a little while. But interesting. And it should be noted that Google's backing HTML5, but is also big time in Flash's bed. Unlike Apple, which is
I think they
it should be
realize
only
they have to
HTML5.
play both their cards to not
Because
piss
realistically,
everyone off.
Yeah.
well, Flash is still like most of the web. Sorry, but it is. So, other stuff. Android 2.2 has been officially announced. It's been rumored forever. New features in Android 2.2, aka Froyo.
What does Froyo mean, Scott?
Frozen yogurt.
Yeah.
Oh, Google and their deliciously named operating systems.
Crazy. So slightly different UI out of the box. Not really much different. Finally getting USB tethering, as well as acting as a wireless hotspot. Now that's going to be carrier restricted on both accounts. We're probably okay up in here in Canada because Rogers, Telus, and Bell all support tethering.
Yeah.
Good luck, AT&T customers.
Honestly, though, the tethering is a big thing because right now you have to download. You can get a free app or a free version of the app, but you have to download an app.
So that will be, of course, native in the new Android, which is good to hear. Apparently, it's faster. I don't know how much faster it can actually be since they're really just streamlining code, but
we'll have to test that.
and then again, that'll vary from phone to phone. Full support for Flash 10.1 does not come preloaded with the phone, I don't think. But regardless, full support for Flash 10, which apparently runs very well. So people have leaked betas apparently of the new OS. You're also finally going to get app updates pushed over the air, and you can get your music over the air, and you can stream your music from your house over the air.
Now that sounds like a lot of fun at work.
That's something I want on my iPhone. You can't do it with just iTunes. You have to get third-party software and apps and stuff. That's native into the OS, and that's more or less it. I mean, they're expanding on the APIs and things like that, like they always do with an OS upgrade. You can put your apps on the SD card now.
Even
which,
better.
I don't know why they didn't have that in the first place. So that's Android 2.2. They also announced the Chrome Web Store, which in my opinion is the stupidest thing ever invented. Basically, it's a store for web apps. Everyone knows what web apps are. They're applications that run in your browser, like games or email, things like that.
If you're familiar at all with things like Google Docs and stuff like that, it's
Perfect
basically
example.
more extensions of
So
that
there's
stuff.
an interface for the Chrome Web Store, which is available exclusively in Chrome to access the actual store itself, where you can get free and paid apps. You can
Lego Star Wars.
I have no idea. So that's going to be everything from game.
I'd like to point out it looks very iTunes-like.
Well, that's where they're going after.
Yeah.
Because Chrome OS is based off Chrome, and Chrome OS will include the Chrome Web Store, and that's going to be their Google's tablet format of choice.
Yeah.
So that's basically their app store for their tablet in a weird backwards, hey, it still runs on everything way.
So they really, really, really want to compete with the iPad when it comes.
I think it's kind of a really backwards way to compete with the iPad. Would be how I see it, because all these individual apps will still run on any web browser.
Yeah.
Because it's HTML and CSS and Flash and all that kind of stuff. But the actual store aspect, so you will be able to pay for the apps, which I don't know how they're going to log it, but they have Google Checkout. I'm assuming it'll be associated with your Google account. Is all done through the store in Chrome. So yes, you can use it from other browsers, but not really.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I don't know how big of a competitor that's going to be, but
I think we'll have to have more information when it comes
when
time
it comes
to
out.
launch.
But it is good to see someone looking past native apps,
Yeah.
which is really, I think, where everything's going.
Yeah.
Finally, the most exciting thing out of Google I/O, Google TV. This has been rumored for a little while. They've partnered with big guns in the industry like Logitech for hardware and peripherals. Sony's embedding it into their TV and Blu-ray players. The Dish Network, which is a big satellite provider in the States, with oddly enough the same equipment as Bell in Canada.
Yeah.
So there you can see a brief UI. So basically, it's Google in your TV. So the premise is they want to kind of synergize your TV and web video experience. So let's say, okay, I want to watch news, or I want to watch House. Type in House. It'll say, okay, House is playing at this time on your TV, or you can go to Hulu and watch it, or you can go to Fox.com and watch it, or you can go to YouTube and watch these clips about House. Right at that one search, mouse down with your remote, click, and you're watching the video.
I think it's a good time for them too, because I mean, Apple TV is fading out of the spotlight.
Yeah.
Apple's really stopped supporting that product. So I mean, there isn't another major one out there that has,
I'm excited for
Apple
it.
TV
tabletop
really isn't that
option.
strong though.
Apple TV got
No.
nowhere
Yeah.
because it did not integrate with your TV.
Yeah.
This has an IR blaster built in, and it has actually direct IP protocols, so it can communicate over network with set-top boxes. So if you as Rogers want to design your set-top box to communicate with a Google TV box, you can do that directly. So you can have control, or of course it has an IR blaster, so it hooks up with your TV. It's not just drawing from iTunes.
Yeah.
It's drawing from Hulu. It's drawing from Netflix. There are going to be apps. It's Android-based, so you can actually run most Android apps if that's what you want to do. But they can also build app frameworks for things like Netflix. You can have that same interface on your Google TV.
So
Pulling from the
definitely,
huge repository that is the web.
I think it's a good
Exciting
idea.
news, yeah.
They've partnered with big guns. Best Buy will be selling it and pushing it, apparently.
Cool.
So that'll get it out there. Don't do a Nexus 1 again, Google. Get it into stores, because that way people will buy your product.
Yeah.
So Logitech's going to have a set-top box coming out in the fall, and Sony will start putting it into TVs and Blu-ray players in the fall as well. So looks pretty
I
exciting.
wouldn't be surprised to see some other companies follow suit with that.
No, not at all. And if the Logitech set-top box is reasonably priced, I'm totally getting one.
Yeah,
Same.
probably.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. So that's all from Google I/O. Just a quick roundup. We have a few more topics today. Staying on the Google trend, Sam wanted me to throw this in for all you Android folk out here. And if you like to read, Kindle, aka Amazon, is finally putting an app on the Android store.
Oh, cool.
Which is awesome. They already have one on the iPhone. They have one on the iPad. They have, of course, their own device. So they're getting one out in the Android store this summer. So basically, reading your books that's in your collection, and you'll be able to buy books in that app.
They're really doing a good job at supporting all the markets.
They're trying to be everywhere.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean,
I think they're feeling the pressure from iBooks.
I think so.
With the iPad, so they really want to make sure that they can get a foot in as many doors as possible.
it's smart.
And they're doing a really good job with it. Like
If realistically you're trying to sell books,
Yeah, the idea of being able to take your library over multiple platforms to be able to use it on whatever you have available is really a smart idea. So
Okay, a few more quick things, then we're going to do an iPhone app review for you. Mobilicity has launched, new carrier in Canada, specifically Toronto for now. They will be expanding, Ottawa, Winnipeg?
I think they're, yeah, Ottawa, Winnipeg, some other places, I think possibly Montreal.
Think big cities.
Yeah,
It's not that hard in Canada.
much like Win Mobile, I think they're thinking Ottawa for the fall.
Okay.
But much like Win Mobile, it's a new company that's offering better pricing for their plans, no contracts, and still offering a couple of phones. The phones are more expensive because you're not being subsidized by a contract, but not as expensive as buying them outright because they are knocking the price off. They're not trying to make too much of a profit off the phone.
Outright buying a phone is really, really expensive.
The really big thing for these guys that's really impressive is their plans are based on unlimited, and they have a whole bunch of tiers. But the big thing is their $65 plan is literally unlimited everything. Unlimited North American calling, unlimited texting, unlimited data, everything for $65.
Not to mention you get great things thrown in like caller ID, which on every other carrier you have to pay out the nose for.
Yeah.
Pretty much $15 extra a month.
So it's good to see they're coming around with like $65 in the Canadian market is a really, really reasonable price.
And keep in mind, you're not stuck on that contract. So if you decide that 6 months in you're just not digging their service, you can leave, and there's not going to be any penalty for you. So we're really excited to see things like Win Mobile and Mobilicity pick up because I think it's going to put a little bit of a push for the other the big guys to try and do something a little bit more.
Do something different, innovate the market maybe.
Yeah.
I really hope it does because this is going to be really interesting.
Especially
the next
once
few months.
people start coming off their contracts, I think you're going to see a lot of people shipping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They're going to jump ship to the
yeah, for sure.
to the free stuff.
Staying in the mobile world, Visa has announced that they are releasing the craziest, weirdest device. It's basically going to strap onto the back of your iPhone. It's going to carry in a little SD card, and that SD card is essentially going to be your credit card. And it's going to work with those RFID scanners you've seen on the Visa, I don't know what they call it. It's PayPass for MasterCard. But
Yep, they call it PaySwipe, I believe.
PaySwipe. So basically where you see the Visa symbol and that little swipe symbol you can see on the iPhone there, you can go and swipe your phone and pay.
Just hope no one steals your phone because then they can go rack up your credits.
At which point they can do that with your Visa as well, is the argument there.
Well, I suppose.
I mean, you can cancel it. It's interesting. This is built off basically the SD card is your RFID device.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the idea was this could go into other phones because they already had SD card slots. And you could just use your phone. Well, the iPhone does not have an SD card slot, so there's this elaborate back case.
There's always an elaborate case for something with the iPhone.
that powers the SD card. So I think that's pretty cool.
It's not going to be huge in
useful it
Canada
is?
just because we don't have as much saturation of that
whole
PaySwipe service.
I think chip cards are penetrating the market faster than swipe services.
Absolutely,
Yes.
yeah.
And swipe service has been around for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. If it was free, I'd get it. Why not?
Yeah.
But if it's not around, it's not a big loss. So we're going to talk about iPhone review. This week, Twitter announced their official release of the official Twitter app, officially, for iPhone. Now, this was formerly Tweety 2. Twitter did the right thing and actually bought them, which I think was a good move for Twitter. Quinn and I have both tried out the app this week, and it's my primary Twitter app right now.
It's replaced TweetDeck for me, only because I find the interface is really slick. A couple things I really like is when you get into DMs here. What's nice is that the messages become. Oh, I'll get a better one to show you there. The messages become threaded, which is really nice for when you want to browse DMs between people. So it's more like a text conversation. A couple of things too that I really like is when you're composing a message. They basically they give you this top part to talk and a bunch of other features, but they want to give you as much real estate to actually put your message in as possible. So if you click this little button here, then it flips down and you get access to photos and hashtags and URL shortening and everything like that, which I find is very slick. Keeps the number count for you, everything like that.
It's got all the apps. It's got all the features that you want from a Twitter app. It's a very simple interface. I like that it separates out your at replies right there. I like that it separates out your direct messages. The threading's awesome. You can go ahead and choose your image service. You can go YFrog, TwitPic, Tweet Photo, TwitGoo. You can make your own. You can choose your video service for planting videos. You can choose your own URL shortener that'll just automatically use once you choose your favorite. Good job, Twitter.
So, I mean, I've got a couple complaints. Now, it should be known that, like Scott said, it was a paid app and now it's a free app. So it's
Okay.
hard to complain about a free app that really does such a good job.
With no advertising.
Yeah,
Which is...
my only complaints thus far is it hasn't completely replaced TweetDeck for me because it will not do multiple account posting. So when we talk about the show and stuff like that, we like to get it out over a couple of different accounts. I also post my show updates to Facebook, which is something TweetDeck will allow you to do that this one doesn't.
And
I'm not looking for Facebook, but it would be nice to have multiple accounts.
It does do multiple Twitter accounts.
Okay.
I don't know if you can post them all like the same tweet.
Okay.
It does handle multiple accounts, but I wouldn't expect to see Facebook or other integration because it is the Twitter app, right?
Okay, that was going to be my question. Is it going to improve into that sort of...
I doubt it.
No.
Twitter bought out the company that developed it, so...
Okay, I see.
Quick question before we wrap up the segment. Do you think this is going to affect business of people who have been making their money off making Twitter applications?
You know, I think probably just because this is such a well-done application, there's very little to pick at this application. So I think given that it's free, I mean, there was other, TweetDeck was another good free option, and EchoFon free was good as well. So there's been a handful of free applications already, but I think this one really, if you're looking for a free application, is the first one to check out absolutely. So I think it probably is going to make it harder for the paid applications.
I think it's going to
survive.
dwarf all the new users, because you think about it, I'm not a really big iPhone user. I search Twitter to get my Twitter app.
And it's going to be the first one that shows up.
It's called Twitter.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's highly downloaded already, so...
Yeah.
But I think if you're looking for more features, you'll branch out to the other. I think they'll see less downloads, but I don't know if it'll affect them too much. I don't think that many people are using TweetDeck to begin with.
No, definitely.
Or any one, so it'll be interesting. That's it for Tech Insight this week. Next up, we're going behind the lens. Hey everybody, welcome to Behind the Lens. We're talking about a video camera this week, and it's nice and compact. And
Yeah, it's going to be a short segment because we're only talking about this. Not a whole lot of crazy, interesting stuff's happened in the world of photography this week.
It's okay, it can't always be exciting.
No. But what we are talking about today is the Kodak ZX3. I've always made a joke that one of these days a car name and a camera name are going to overlap, and this is the camera that does it because there was the Ford Focus ZX3. So way to go, Kodak, for fulfilling my dreams. Couple specs about this guy. It's primarily a video camera designed to shoot 1080p footage. It's also got a 5-megapixel still camera, which isn't spectacular, but it's nice that they've thrown it in. It's 3 meters waterproof, which is the really big thing about this guy.
Now,
they
does
call
this
it the
mean-
Play Sport camera.
Does this mean I can just take that baby into the lake and start shooting video?
Yes.
Or, okay.
That means that exactly. So it will take photos, take video endlessly for as long as you're less than 3 meters underwater.
Because I've noticed the if you look at the side hatches when you open them,
Yep.
it's actually like little seal on here.
They've got all the seals on them, which
Yeah,
is
it's
which
quite-
is nice.
Look, it's good build quality.
I mean, it's not going to be a camera that you take diving, but it's great for the pool, great for the lake. They call it the Play Sport camera because it's the kind of thing that if you were to go out on your bike or any kind of rock climbing, that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
it's a more rugged camera.
It looks like something you could drop and not really worry about.
Yeah, it's designed to be a little bit shock-proof and waterproof and all that kind of fun stuff. So it uses SD cards, which is obviously
Pretty
good.
standard,
It shoots in 1080p, 720p, 720, 60p, and regular VGA. Although it does 1080p, from what I've heard and what I've seen, the 720p ends up being a little bit of a cleaner video. It's just the way it records it. But overall, it's a very easy camera to use. There's a couple of buttons on the front here that are pretty easy to navigate. You can click this button and flip through different color modes for the actual video. Apparently my battery has died and now it's turning itself off. You got playback, settings, that kind of stuff. You've got zoom in your picture taking right there. So very simple to
easy, yeah.
navigate.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of features. You don't get all kinds of macro modes and stuff like that with this camera. But the big thing about this camera, price point, it's $159. So for $160, you get a fairly decent little video camera for shooting stuff by the lake, and then an okay still camera. It's really small and thin, so it's easy to put in your pocket, carry in a bag, that kind of thing. And comes in a couple different colors too. It's always white on the front, but the back pieces can come in purple and blue.
Cool.
which is kind of cool. I don't know why they didn't change the front color, but I guess
Which would be much more awesome and less stupid.
yeah, I don't know what they were thinking there. It does have an HDMI input on the side too, which is kind of neat. So if you are shooting your HDMI footage, you can plug it right into a television. It's got a couple of times digital zoom. I believe it's a 4 times digital zoom, no optical zoom, obviously, because the lens is very small on this camera. But I honestly think that if you're looking for that market of camera, that flip minnow or that sort of thing, and you want
that's exactly what I said as soon as you showed it to me.
yeah,
Ooh,
this is
Kodak
designed to
version of-
compete in that market. Sony's got what they call the Bloggy now, which is something like that. Sony and their crazy names.
Yeah.
But honestly, this guy comes in at the cheapest dollar value. The flips are more expensive and not waterproof. The Sony is more expensive, not waterproof. And honestly, the video that comes out of this is, in my opinion, better than the other two companies. So I can't recommend this enough if you're looking for that kind of camera, because it's got 1080p video, it's got good quality footage, for its price point, and it's waterproof, and it's the cheapest dollar value. So looking for this camera, pick it up.
Yeah, I was playing with it. It's pretty easy. I noticed that it actually doesn't blur too much when you're a little jerky with it. Which
Yeah,
is
I mean,
good.
especially if you're shooting at the 60 frames per second,
Yeah.
that frame rate's fast enough that you're, going to get a pretty decent footage.
And just from the sound guy in me needs to ask the question: does it have a mic input?
It doesn't have a mic input. They don't expect anyone that gets this kind of camera to use it. It does have a built-in mic. Sound quality's not fantastic, but I mean, it's what you'd expect. It's gonna sound. The sound's going to be just as good as if you were taking a video with your point-and-shoot camera. That's really what it equates to. However, the video quality is better than most point-and-shoot cameras right now. And most point-and-shoot cameras aren't waterproof. That's really the big driving factor for this guy
It's waterproof.
The play sport ruggedness. So,
And it's waterproof.
yeah.
Also waterproof.
Don't forget, waterproof. That wraps up this week in Behind the Lens. Up next, it's Sean's Mad Science.
Science.
It's kind of alive.
Nah, it's still dead.
Oh.
Sean's Mad Science is brought to you by Tuna. It's what's in the ocean.
Hi everyone, welcome to Mad Science. Once again, it's with me and Dave.
Hi.
I can never get rid of Dave.
I'm kind of like a parasite or an STD, something like that. Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm
He's-
like luggage.
Right, moving on. So, this week we got 3 more stories for you, and this week they don't involve robots, incidentally.
What am I doing here then? Is this Sean's Mad Science?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Mass chaos.
Wonderful.
Finally.
Well, mission accomplished. Good night!
Anyway, what are we doing this week?
So this week isn't about robots, or really, well, part of it is kind of mixing yourself with a robot, or at least powering the little doohickeys within. This is all about the human body. Yeah. So, if only I had an anatomical chart, it would only make things better.
Be much awesome.
Yeah. Now, when we were doing the audio show, I brought this up quite a few months into it. We were talking about using glucose within the human body as an actual electrical energy source, specifically for medical implants such as pacemakers and whatnot. Well, turns out they've figured it out now. They found out that the enzymes which take glucose and turn it into an electrical charge require a very acidic environment. And in recent tests, because this has been going on for about 10 years, and they've finally figured out how they can create the proper environment for the enzymes to survive and actually create electrical energy.
Now, how long has it been since they were like, yeah, we're totally going to think of doing this? And now?
Well, it's basically about 10 years that it's really gotten to the point where it's like...
their previous announcement that you were talking about.
Oh, sorry.
on
The
show.
previous announcement would probably be maybe a year or so.
So then they were like, we're going to do this?
Yeah. Back then they were saying, we're going to do it. We finally think we got it. We're going to use...
Okay.
We're going to find a way of making an actual power energy cell for this. And they've kind of figured it out now. Basically...
10 years, though.
10
Wow.
years in the making.
That's not bad. That's
No, it's pretty good. Especially when you consider how much energy they've actually got from these enzymes. It's about 6.5 microwatts. Or sorry, is it milliwatts? And not a lot of energy on the standard of, running a laptop
okay.
or a camera. But,
Or a light bulb.
or a light bulb. But a pacemaker runs at 10 or microwatts. And so when you think about it, you really, really, really...
Actual.
Yeah, well...
Watts.
Milliwatts. So anyway, we got our milliwatts now.
Sean's an approximate scientist.
Yeah. Look, I never claimed to be one. I claimed to be mad scientist. That doesn't mean anything close to science. Come on now. You want
in blowing stuff up.
Fun. Anyway,
fit in
great.
blowing stuff up. I like that. But anyway, so 10 milliwatts is what a pacemaker requires to actually function. So we're at
That means
6.5.
They don't have to replace.
They don't need to
Eventually,
replace
they
the
won't have to replace them.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
So they've tested it in, of course, rats, and they found out that they are actually generating quite enough energy, and it could only get better. It's such a huge step forward considering what they've done.
Cool. Now is
So-
the next step Iron Man's,
Uh,
Tony Stark's little.
That'd be great if it were the next step. I think that would probably be future. Definite future. Next step, probably not.
Because I'm going to lose a limb.
Yeah,
I need it to be powered by my Iron Man.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm working on it, Dave.
Good.
I'm working on it.
All right. What's next?
All right, the next one. Once again, dealing with the human body and something that is kind of controversial, and this week it gets kind of gross. Stem cells. Now, stem cell research has been going on for quite some time, and it's always a matter of controversy because there used to be really one very quick way of getting stem cells, and that was, of course, embryonic harvesting. So that means that you take an embryo before it is actually born, thus destroying a potential life, whatever it may be. And so, of course, depending on whatever belief system you subscribe to, it counts as killing something sacred.
Cool.
So for the longest time, they've been trying to figure out other ways of getting them. So they found out they can grab them from the placenta of a just newly born
I
child,
knew about that one. Yeah.
the umbilical cord.
I knew about that one.
But now they figured out a better way, which they also found out how to get it from bone marrow. But now they found a way of getting it through menstrual blood. So,
So I still can't contribute. Oh well.
no, unfortunately. However, though, so it's a new way. They figured out how to actually get these stem cells from menstrual blood in women, of course, humans. Let's not get animals here. Gets weird. But
No. Oh no, because there's genetic incompatibility.
yes.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Go ahead. Please
However,
continue.
so they did find that they were able to get quite a bit more stem cells out of this than bone marrow. So that's kind of interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I would have thought that would have been like bone marrow would have been like the way to go.
The way to
except
go.
for like spinal something or other.
Yeah.
By the way, we have a bunch of monkeys working the board tonight.
You know that whole thing about having an infinite amount of monkeys with an infinite amount of typewriters? We got 2 and 1 laptop, and they are writing gold. I don't care what anybody says. Mad science is working.
All right.
So, the last
menstrual
one.
blood.
The
Now,
last
you
one.
just throw it into a jug and just bring it to your.
Kinda.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty much.
Awesome.
You'd actually be surprised.
Cool. Sorry. So I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
What's
No, no.
next?
That's pretty much how it works. You basically harvest it, you put it in the fridge, and you take it to the center, and they can actually pull the stem cells out of it.
Delicious.
Yeah, wonderful, isn't it? Now, still dealing with stem cells, we're bringing up our next and last story to wrap up this segment as soon as everyone's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. So wrapping it up. Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to wrap this one up because this one is actually kind of serious and near and dear to my heart. My grandmother is, of course, she's had a stroke or two in the last couple of years.
Ooh.
Yes, and basically throughout the last couple of years, they found better and better treatments for stroke victims, especially if you can reach them within the first hour. So
Oh,
you can basically nullify the effect of the stroke on the human brain within an hour with these treatments.
Holy crap.
The only thing is, though, the treatments are still kind of in testing. However, there's now kind of hope for more recently damaged cells, especially in the brain, for head traumas. Using stem cells, matter of fact, it's actually a stem cell
From
gel.
menstrual blood.
Yeah, from menstrual blood.
Or possibly menstrual jello.
Yeah.
I don't
They figured out how, at any rate,
know what that would be.
no.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
But there are certain enzymes which allow the stem cells to become specialized cells. So they allow them to actually become whatever they need to be. So in
Gotcha.
this case, the company who's actually working on this, they found out that they can actually create this jelly with the stem cells in it, put in the proper enzyme, and they can actually create they can create viable neurons again. So they can actually recreate.
Just like
Yeah. pretty much. They kind of just apply it.
Wow.
And they allow...
Now apply it. Okay, we're talking about making a hole in your head, which, given that you're having a stroke or had a stroke, probably not your biggest concern.
No. Or if you've got major blunt trauma to the head, and you've had in your brain
Then
swollen...
there's probably a hole already.
Exactly.
Okay.
And if there's scar tissue, they can actually apply this gel with the proper enzyme attached, and after allowing blood to get to it, so that it actually gets blood vessels, so it can grow, it will turn into new brain tissue.
Cool.
So it is a way of repairing the damage that is actually happened to the brain. So it's very interesting. I'm going to be keeping an ear out for this one because this is very, very, like I said, close to my heart. And hopefully they really, really work this one out. Actually, my heart's in a remote location at this time, unfortunately.
In an undisclosed location.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd pull that out. But that's it for Mad Science. That wraps it up. And as a message from the monkeys and my heart, remember to stay safe. And at the same time, here comes the lull of the week.
All right, people, it's time to laugh. It's the lull of the week. Sam?
Yep. This week's Law of the Week is brought to you by Improv Everywhere. They are an improv group mostly based in New York, and they do all sorts of crazy shit.
They have like
In
the
public.
most awesome idea. It's like, let's just do random things without telling everyone.
Yeah. So this week's, they were actually approached by the New York Public Library. They're like, hey, why don't you stage something in the library to bring awareness to the library because they're facing budget cuts. So
Okay, you know you're in a bad spot when you're like,
Yeah,
let's
it is.
contact Improv Everywhere and get our library viral.
but it worked. That's the cool thing.
I'm no more likely to go to their library.
It's a very beautiful library. It's very pretty.
With ghosts. I've
With
heard.
ghosts, yeah. So Improv Everywhere, their most latest mission was bringing back the Ghostbusters.
Da-na-na-na-na. That's all. Oh, see, now we're gonna get sued.
God damn it. So watch this. It's pretty funny. Enjoy.
And we're back. So, Sam, who are you gonna call?
The Ghostbusters, obviously.
Damn straight. So, we've got to do the beer of the week at the beginning of the show. I had finished it by the beginning of the show. So we're talking about Warsteiner this week. It's a premium Verum from Germany. I wasn't the biggest fan of it ever. A very strong taste.
Yep.
Very strong aftertaste. I don't know what a Verum is. I'm not a beer expert by any means. I think Canadians have a really bad taste for beer. We just kind of like beer.
Yeah.
This is I don't even know that this says beer on it anywhere.
Yeah, it says beer right on the side there.
Oh, yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. So it comes in this can. I mean, it's a pretty decent can. It is 5%, 4.8% alcohol. It was all right. I wouldn't.
Definitely wasn't as bad as last time.
It wasn't
beer.
the French Boris beer.
Good lord, no.
Which got like nothing out of anything. So I'll give this like 1 6-pack out of a 2-4.
It's not bad.
I'd drink it again if it was free. That's my beer review. It's that time of the show. The Almost Friday show has come to a close again on this Thursday. If you want to contact us, please do. You can follow us on Twitter for new episode updates at almost_Friday.
And if you want to email us, it's contact@almostfridayshow.com.
Please email us if you want us to review a camera, or you want Sean to research something wacky, or you hate how
Anything.
anything about the show.
Anything.
Please
We are very
send us an
lonely.
email, and we'll probably, throw it into the show. If you want to find the show notes for all the stories we looked at today, want to watch older episodes, or keep track of new episodes, you can check our blog out at almostfridayshow.com. That's it for this week. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.